Hi guys, it's Deb here with Creative Life. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Christmas in July YouTube hop hosted by BecsCraftingWorld2 and Leslie over at Mermaid Cove Studio. So we have lots of participants in this YouTube hop and I am so excited to share with you guys all of these participants that are going to be here because they are awesome and you're going to love everything that they create. So I hope you find a lot of inspiration for your Christmas cards or your Christmas projects this year and join us and create a few of these. So you can always post your creations over at my Facebook page, Mad Crafting Skills, and share with us what you create on there. I have a lot of people on there and there is no drama. It's so drama free, you guys. Everybody just encourages everyone and it's a great little place to share your work. So again, that's over at Mad Crafting Skills. So you guys, today I'm going to share with you some fun fold cards and I hope that you like them. A couple of them are really different and unique, and so I hope that you create some of these cards and share them with me. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to get started on this super cute little card, what you're going to need is you're going to need a piece of pattern paper that is 8 by 6 3/4. Okay, now what I did is I took mine and I put it up against the top of my scoreboard, and I'm going to come over and score at 2 3/4 here, turn it, and again 2 3/4 on the top, just like so. Okay, so next what we're going to do is you're going to fold this. Okay, and this is just to help guide you, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top of this card, so my little square is up here in the corner. You're going to go to the 5.5 and make a little mark right there, okay? Then come down to the side and make another tick mark at the 5.5 over here, okay? Then this is where I always do a black mark down the center of my scoreboard. It's for projects where you need to make a little, you know, what do I want to say? Diagonal line. So I'm going to take my little tick marks and I'm going to line them up on that dark black line that I've got. Okay. And I'm going to just bring that over just a bit. And this is to help me make that diagonal line from here to here. So I'm going to set that here, make that diagonal line on the 6 all the way down, just like that. Okay. So you should have a diagonal line right here. So we're going to fold this over just like that. Now, okay, so the next thing you're going to do is after you get your score line done, you want to go ahead and fold it this way and fold it back, okay? And make sure like everything is burnished down really good. And then you're going to go ahead and fold it into itself. So it folds in like this, right? Then you can go ahead and push this down. Now, like I said, mine is not, see how it's not lining up, and that's okay. You know, don't worry about it. You're just going to go ahead and lay that down. I just lay mine down and then I burnish it. So it's kind of even with that, just like that. Okay. So now it's going to lay down. Okay, so for my mats, what I did is I cut my base at 4 3/4 by 6, okay? And then for my gold foil paper, I cut it at 4.5 by 5 3/4. So it will fit together perfectly. So we're just going to go ahead and put these together like this. And then our little card, this part will be down here like this, okay? Now this is a larger base. You can definitely do one that is 4.5 by 5 3/4 and then go down from there. But you can do whatever you want. So like here, I have a 4.5 by 5 3/4 and I can just fit my card, my little card right up on top of there just like that. Okay, so it's however you would like to do this. So okay, so here I put my gold panel on top of my red base, and then I'm going to go ahead and that's when I'm going to grab our pattern paper that has the corner on it that we did, and that is going to go on top of that gold foiled paper. And then you're just going to go ahead and burnish everything down. So there we go. So there is our card, and now we can decorate it the way that we want. So one thing I want to mention is in the back, okay, if you want to cover the back, you are more than welcome to cover the back or put, you know, white paper back here and you can sign it however you want to do that. I'm going to choose to probably put this on the back of my card, and then we're going to do like a little stand for it, okay? And I'll show you how to do that in just a bit. So to decorate your card, you can go ahead and you can leave this open if you want to. It's however you want to do this. So on the inside, let's see here. I was thinking of placing something like this on the inside, okay? Or you can place whatever you would like. Okay, so up in the corner, I've got this little bird and the flowers. This is going to fold in like this, okay? And then for up here, I thought we would do this little Christmas isn't a season, it's a filling. Or we could do joy to the world and then have this little house sit right there. That would be cute. Oh, you know what? And we could do home for the holidays and then put the little house. I thought that would be cute. There's that house, and then I've got a bigger house. Oh my goodness. I don't know if that's going to fit. That's a big house. So here's this house, and this is a little bit bent. So here I have home for the holidays, and then I can stick this house up on top of here. Now that would be really big, and when you open it, it would open from the house and up. So I'm not sure if I want to use that house or not. Oh, I have another house. This house might be a little bit better. So I think we'll use this. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use this. And I'm just going to sit that right here. And then for the house, I'm going to go ahead and stick that. Let's stick. I love that little bird in the background peeking out. So I might go ahead and see if let me see if I can scoot this house over. I might take this off, put this up here. Up and under, and there we go. I just have to glue this down really good. So I'm going to glue. And then there we go. So there is your, now you can cover the back of this if you want to before you put it on there. But look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh, that is super cute. I'm just trying to straighten it out a little bit. That is super cute. Oh my gosh, with the little bird back there. Look at, he's peeking around the tree or around the, and then you just open it up and you can write your message in here if you want to. So here on the back, again, you can definitely go ahead and cover that. And so I'm going to go ahead and cover that up real quick. Now with this piece, you're going to need about a 2.5 inch piece from your little stash, or if you have a you know, scrap piece of paper. And then what we're going to do is we're going to score it a few times here. So we're going to score at 2, 4, and 6. Okay. Go ahead and fold it in. So you're going to have, when you put it together, you're going to have a little triangle like this, okay? So you can go ahead and glue the end to the top or to the bottom, okay? So now you're going to have like a little triangle. All right, just like that. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and just fold that middle piece into a valley, okay? Just like that. All right, just like that. And we're going to stick that on the back of our card. So you're going to go ahead and place some glue on there. Just go ahead and stick that. Now I left a little bit from the bottom, maybe like 1/8 of an inch. Glue that down, and then when they sit it up, it will stay. So again, you want to go ahead and leave about 1/8 of an inch. Glue your little holder on the back. Okay, make sure it opens up a little bit. And there you go. So now when they open it, they can see everything. That is super, super cute, you guys. Look at how cute that is. I love it. So let's go ahead and make some other interactive cards. Okay, so next you're going to go ahead and grab a pattern paper, and you can cut it 4.5 by 5.5, which is what I'm going to do here. And you can make this card either horizontal or vertical, depending on what image your paper has on top of it. Then you're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this midsection out. Okay, this is going to be like a slider card, and I've never done one before, but I thought we would give this a shot. Now, if you have a rectangle or square that fits inside of this piece, you are more than welcome to use your dies, okay? I do, but I thought it would be nice to show you how to do this if you don't have a die. So what I did is I cut out a little square that is 2.5 by 3 3/4, okay? And what we're going to do is you're going to lay this on top of your piece of pattern paper that you cut out at 5.5 by 4.5. Now, if you want it larger, you can definitely do that. I just thought this would look really cute being this size here, and I am going to trace this. Now, I'm just laying it across here, making sure it's kind of centered, okay? Just like you would if you were using a die, okay? And I'm going to trace this along here. Now, Now, if you have a die that you're going to use instead of tracing out the rectangle like I'm doing, please wait until I'm finished because I have to explain to you how to cut out your die. This is what we need to cut out. Now, not the top part. So I'm going to erase the top part of where I traced, okay, because we don't need to cut that out. We just need to cut out this part where the lines are, okay, and I think my line is a little, there we go, okay. So what I'm going to do to cut this out is I'm going to use my X-Acto knife. Now I'm just showing this to you in case you do not have a die, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and come in just a bit for you guys. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut out that die, that line. So we're going to go ahead and just follow that line all the way down. Okay, just like that. Same thing on the other side. You're just going to follow that line all the way down. Now, like I said, I do have a die, but I wanted to share with you, like, you know, some people don't have dies, and sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it's hard for me to get out all of my stuff, so sometimes I find it easier just to cut this out. So, yeah, so anyway, so there we go. So you've got this cut out, okay? Now, if it didn't cut all the way through, don't fret. Just go ahead and we're going to nip this little piece right here. Okay, and then just go ahead and cut along that line. Okay, and once you're done, you can cut out, you can erase the pencil lines, okay? Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to score this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and grab my scoreboard, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set it this way, and we're going to score. So I'm going to come in to about 1 3/4. So I'm just going to go, I'm not going to score this part, I'm just scoring this inside here, and that's at a 1/2 inch, okay? That's at my 1/2 inch mark right there. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to score, I want this scored. So where your end is, where you finish cutting at that top part, you're going to go ahead and score that. That's at 5, okay, or mine is at 5. And then you want to score the middle part. Now, my middle part is about 2 and I think my middle part is about 3.5. So I'm going to do 3.5. Okay, so right there. All right. Now, of course, you can gauge yours however you want. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold this up, this up to form a valley, and then that is going to be formed like that. So now you've got this little mechanism piece just like this, okay? Again, your 1/2 inch, and then your middle part, which is going to be your mountain, and then right here where the last cuts are. If you do this with a die, okay, you're going to go ahead and place that in the middle, and when you place your plastic sheathing on top, don't put it all on top of your die. Leave the bottom part off, okay? So instead of putting it on top of the whole die, you're going to come down below that die part, that end part, okay? And you're just going to want this part cut, this little piece, okay? Not the top part. So you'll put your sheathing down right below the edge of that die, okay? So it doesn't cut out. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is grab your hole punch, and I'm using a 1 1/4 inch hole punch, and you're just going to go ahead and you're going to punch a small hole or half a hole right up on top of this, like right in the middle, like that. Okay, and then next I have our little tag that's going to fit on the back of our card, and this is the little mechanism that is going to, you know, go up and down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on here. I added some double back tape to it as well, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this little tag to, it doesn't matter because it's not going to be seen, you're going to glue it to the bottom part, to the top part, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and glue that down. So now you're going to have a little piece that's like that, and that is what's going to pull that, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and just glue that on there just like that, and there we go. Now we got to get this on another piece on the back of here. And so what I did is I went ahead and cut down a red piece of cardstock to right here. Okay, I'm actually going to turn it this way. All right. And this piece measures the same as the other piece, which is 4.5 by 5.5. Okay. So this is not right, but it's 4.5 by 5.5. Okay. And I'm just going to glue that to the back of that. Now you can add tape to this if you want to. It's totally up to you. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to place this on the top of here in the front and cut that out because we're going to need to go ahead and see that part. So I'm going to go ahead, grab my little circle punch, and I'm just going to go ahead and punch that just like that. Okay, so now that's going to be the back of that, and we can go ahead and glue this down. I'm just gluing the edges, not a whole lot. And I'm just going to put this right on top of here and glue that down. You don't want any glue near your mechanism because you are going to be pulling that, and so you don't want the glue to, you know, adhere down to that. And there we go. And now you can pull that up and down. Okay. And then I have my measurement right there. I can definitely go ahead and just, I can erase that. Okay, so I thought I would go ahead and add some ribbon to the top. I just poked a hole right on top of our slider portion, and so there's a hole up on top of there, and then I just went ahead and added some white ribbon and green ribbon. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut one piece off that is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then a piece that is 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. And these are just going to sit on top of each other like this and sit right here. Okay, and then we can decorate the top of this. Okay, so what you're going to do is once you get these on together, see how I have my little mountain up, okay, our little mechanism. You're going to go ahead and glue that right here. Okay, so I'm just going to actually place glue on top of that little mechanism and then glue my card in. Alrighty. Okay, so next what we're going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that's pretty good there. And that is going to slide down. Okay, and then I have some little pieces here that were super cute. So I thought I might use one of these. I'm not sure which one yet. So I just thought that this would be super cute. And we're going to punch or pop this up with some foam tape. So I'm just going to grab my foam tape and I'm just going to go ahead and on the back of this, place this on top. And then we can stick this on here. So this is going to go on here like this. And I just love this little squirrel. So I'm going to sit him on top of here like that and put some little foam tape on top of him so he kind of pops up just a bit. And some glue so he's kind of glued down on top of here. So cute. Just like that. So cute. So now what you can do is if you want to, you can stamp something up and through here, or if you want to, you can definitely stamp something down here, whatever you would like to do. And so I am not going to put my sentiment on here yet, okay, but I am going to add some other little things here. And what I'm going to do is add a little tree. Even though this has a tree down here, might add just a little something. I am loving how this card turned out. It is super cute. And I love that I popped up the little tree, even though it has it's a little bit in the way of the squirrel when you put the mechanism down. It's still super cute. And I'm so glad I made this. I think this little card turned out super cute. I hope you guys like it too. And what an easy card to create, right? So stinking cute. And great if you have a metal die or a non-metal die, a rectangle to use this. So, all right. So on to our third card. Okay, for our second card, now this is a nifty little card, and this is called a double box card, and this one I've never made before either. I think I've made something similar, but this one is a little different, and maybe y'all have made it, but I've never made it before, and I thought it was a pretty neat card and a fun card to do for Christmas or anytime actually. So you're going to need a piece that is 10.5 by 4 1/4, okay? And you're going to go ahead and we're going to score a few times on this one. This one you're going to score at 5.5. So we're going to score at 5.5. Then you're going to score at 6 3/4, 8 3/4, and at 10. Okay, and we're going to put this together in just a minute. The next piece you're going to need to get scored is a piece that is 5 by 3, and here we're going to put that up in our little corner, and you're going to score at 3 1/4 and at 4.5. Okay, so this is going to be so fun, you guys. I'm pretty excited. I love making new cards, and so I just love it. So, and next what we're going to do is we're going to just fold all of these inward. So you're actually going to turn this around. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and burnish all of these score lines in just like this. Okay, next you're going to go ahead and you're going to bring this in and bring this one in. Okay, and you're going to go ahead and put tape or whatever you want on top of this 1/2 inch piece, and then we're going to put this to the side. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Burnish that in really good. Put some tape on this one. Just like that. Okay, now this is going to go like this, okay? So once you have your 1/2 inch piece folded in, you're going to go ahead and adhere it down, and it's going to fold in like this, so now you're going to have a box, right? So let's go ahead and take this off. Okay, and I like to add just a little glue. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and, oops, I'm going to go ahead and just place the fold down, okay? So it's like this, and we're going to go ahead and burnish that down. And I'm going to grab a napkin and just wipe that glue away. Okay, and now you've got something like this, right? How fun is that? Oh my gosh, you guys, I might have to make some more of these. These are so easy. So the next thing you're going to do is we're going to put down our little papers. Okay, so you're going to paper this and this section here. Once we get that done, we're going to go ahead and lay this flat. Okay, that's going to, this fold is going to be, I think that goes up. Oh no, you're going to go ahead and lay it like this. So the second fold is going to go like this, okay, just like that. All right, so then this will pop up and it will lay like this. So I'm going to show you. So it'll lay like something like that, okay? So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my papers out so I can go ahead and paper the front of this card. Okay, so here I am matting the front of my card. I used, my base is green and the mats are red, and then the collection that I'm using is by Stamperia. It's called Home for the Holidays, and it is an older collection from Stamperia. Okay, so now that we have our panels on and we have our Christmas paper on top, we can go ahead and place our little other flap that we've got here. Now this is the 5x3 and we scored it, okay, and you're going to go ahead and place a little bit of tape or your adhesive on that 1/2 inch flap, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. All right, I'm going to put just a little bit of glue there. And I'm going to fold this over. So your 1/2 inch flap with the adhesive on it is going to be behind you. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to place that fold right on the edge of your pattern paper. Okay, before you glue this down, you want to make sure that this piece right here is folded over and then press down. Okay, we're going to glue this little 1/2 inch flap down first, and then we're going to come back in and we're going to, I'm going to turn this around because I'm a right-handed person, so we're going to place some glue right on the edge of this piece, okay? And I'm just coming in about a 1/2 inch, all right? And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. So you're going to press that down just like that. And then you can go ahead and stand that up. Now, when you put it in your envelope, you can go ahead and just fold it in like this, put it in your envelope, but now you're ready to decorate your little card. And I think that this is so nifty. I think that this is so stinking cute. So you're going to cut out a little piece. I'm going to cut out a little mat for right here. That is from my red cardstock. Okay, and then I'm going to cut out, and then we're going to go ahead and decorate the front. So I have these little ephemera pieces, and these are chipboard. This one is not. I actually fussy cut this one out, and I'm going to go ahead and place some foam tape on top of these so they pop up a little bit. And so I'm going to go ahead and just place some of this on here. And then this little guy is going to be right here, kind of like right above, hanging off a little bit, and kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some ribbon on him. Okay, now my little tag is off the edge here, and that's okay for me. If I give this to somebody, I could just make a envelope that has an extra space for that, just a larger envelope. But it's totally up to you. This fits, if you don't have anything, this fits nicely in a regular size envelope. And so yeah, I just think that this is super cute. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love how this turned out. And then on the back, if you wanted to write a sentiment or something, you could definitely put a plain piece of cardstock here, or add a pattern paper, whatever you have available. Like I have this, I can use this, or whatever you want, and then you can write your sentiment on the back. And you can definitely put panels on the sides here if you wanted to, here, and here. Of course you would do this side before you put on this piece here. But I just think it is super cute. I absolutely love these cards. I hope that you enjoyed creating these cards with me. And I really think all three of these are just great. So fantastic looking and perfect for Christmas, right? So we've got this one here. We've got our little slider card that we can slide up and down. We've got, then we've got this one that is a corner pop-up that you can do. I just think this turned out super, super cute. And then we've got the back so you can stand it up. And I just think all three of these cards turned out just fantastic. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next hop. Don't forget to go through everyone's hop. I have all of the links down below, okay? And check out what they created today. Thanks so much, y'all, and take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.